Hello and welcome to another Doctor Who book review, and today in this book review I'm going to be doing a review of a novel written by Terrance Dicks, and that novel is Shakedown. Now, for those of you who don't know, this was based off the BBV production which was released in the 90s called Shakedown, coincidentally, and basically Terrance Dicks was asked to novelise this, and it was therefore part of the Virgin New Adventures range, which, this was the first Virgin New Adventure which I read, and this is part of the Monster Collection. This is the only Monster Collection book which I have. I've got the original edition of The Prisoner of the Daleks, which I shall be reviewing soon, because it's one that I've read. I read this just after Prisoner of the Daleks, sometime last year during the summer. And I've only recently got around to reviewing it, and let's delve straight into the sort of design of the book, and I'll read you the blurb and basically give you an insight as to what the story's all about. So the cover features General Stahl. He's not actually in this story, they just used it as a part of the design. We've got Shakedown, written by Terrance Dicks, with a nice shiny Doctor Who logo. We then have the spine with a nice yellow font, and it's quite nice, with the Commander Score, I think it is, or Strax, because it's played by the same actor. And then we have the back, so we've got all the monsters up here, and as you can see it's highlighted the Sontaran, because I think the Sontarans are probably my favourite Doctor Who villains. I think they're the most interesting, and I really love all of their stories. Even the Invasion of Time I quite like. I know it's not liked by many people, but I quite like it. I'll read you the blurb. So here we go. For thousands of years, the Sontarans and the Rutans have fought a brutal war across the galaxy. Now the Sontarans have a secret plan to destroy the Rutan race. A secret plan the Doctor is racing against time to uncover. Only one Rutan spy knows the Sontarans' plan, and he has chased through the galaxy in a desperate bid for his life. God, I was stuttering there. He reaches the planet Centurium, where Professor Bernice Summerfield's research into the history of the Sontaran/Rutan war is turning into an explosive reality. And as you can see here, it says, this is an adventure featuring the 7th Doctor, as played by Sylvester McCoy. And we've got Doctor Who logo and advertisements for the Monster Collection, and you can see all the prices down here. So now for my overall thoughts on Shakedown. When I read this, I was completely engaged throughout the whole thing. I couldn't put it down really. It was just constantly reading it, because this is a really highly regarded Doctor Who book, and I think if you're a fan of the Sontarans and you're looking for a new Doctor Who book to read, I would highly recommend you go and pick this one up, because you can buy this in Waterstones or your local bookshop. Pardon me. And I just think if you're a fan of the Sontarans, go and buy this book, because it's absolutely brilliant. So I think Terrance Dicks has characterised the 7th Doctor and Bernie Summerfield brilliantly. He's just done a really good job with this, and it's actually split into episodes, and you can sort of tell, when about the cliffhangers are, and it's just a really engaging read. And I think the payoff is, I don't want to really spoil anything, because I think the thing is with Doctor Who book reviews, not many people read a lot, and there are so many good things happening within the book that it's kind of hard to spoil it. Well, not to spoil it, because I think the Sontarans are written brilliantly, and the Rutans are great, and because the Rutans, they're not really, they have only featured in one story, The Horror of Fang Rock, which is one of my favourite Doctor Who stories, and it's good to see more of the Rutans, and of course the ongoing war with the Sontarans, which has been going on for thousands of years. It's really interesting to find out more about that, because Bernice Summerfield actually visits, I think it's a university on some planet, Centurion, and she basically spending quite a lot of time in the book just researching upon this war, and what she discovers is really quite interesting. I don't really want to give anything away, because I would really like you to go out and buy this, because it's just one of those gems, I think. If you're collecting books, Doctor Who books, this is a must for your collection, I think, because it's one of the best Doctor Who books I've read, and I think it's probably one of my favourites, because I've read quite a few of my Doctor Who books, even though there aren't many, and of all the ones that I've reviewed on my channel, I think this is definitely up there, to be one of the greats. And I just really love the Virgin books, because they are, I think, essential, really. If you're a fan of the Seventh Doctor, Sylvester McCoy, I would highly recommend you go and collect those, because even though some of them are quite hard to find and some of them can be of a rarity, there are a lot of them which you can easily find on eBay. And if you want to sort of delve into the range and explore more of the Seventh Doctor, and because some of them do take themselves really, really seriously, and I'd say this is quite light-hearted compared to some of the others, but it's still a really gritty and well-told Sontaran story. And like I said, if you're a fan of the Sontarans, if you're a fan of Sylvester McCoy, go and buy this book, because it will introduce you to the character of Bernice Summerfield, because her first story was Love and War, written by Paul Cornell, who's the creator of the character. And hopefully, because I really like Bernice Summerfield, I think she's a really good companion. She's one of my favourites, actually, because I really want to listen to the Big Finish audios with her in. And I'd say go and check out the actual BBV production, because they features the Sontarans, but it doesn't feature the Doctor, because they can get the rights for the character and some of the companions, but some of the actors and actresses who played the companions were actually in the BBV production. So you've got Sophie Aldred and Carol Ann Ford in there, but they're not playing Susan and Ace, they're playing some different characters because they couldn't get the rights, but they managed to get the Sontarans, and they look pretty different, and I quite like their design, sort of like a red burgundy kind of body armour, which looks kind of cool, and yellow faces, like tiger-like faces. It's really weird, but I quite like it. So yeah, I think overall I'd probably give this book a 9 out of 10. It's, like I said, it's one of my favourite Doctor Who books that I've read, and yeah, I just really want you to go out and buy this, because I want you to experience some of the best of Terrance Dicks, because he is a Doctor Who legend, and I've enjoyed most of the books that I've read from him. And yeah, so I really recommend that you go and buy it. So thank you very much for watching, and my next Doctor Who book review will be Prisoner of the Daleks. So yes, look forward to that, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.